All right, so I am Lachelle Pierre, Director of Operations here at Tava. And tonight we are going to hear from our CEO and our visionary. So it is 7 o'clock on the dot Central Time. You want to go ahead and send those last minute reminders. Tell your people to get on right now. They don't want to miss it. And just a couple of housekeeping things for those that are joining. This is a Zoom video call. That means we can see you if your video is on. And we want to see you. You know, our CEO loves the interaction. He loves to see your faces. So I'm going to ask those of you that can, go ahead and cut your cameras on, all right? Now, if you're laying down in your bed, I need you to go and sit up, get presentable, and then cut your camera on, okay? And just so you know, we not only see you, we see everything and everybody behind you, okay? Just so you know, all right? But glad to see each and every one of you. And so while you take that minute to remind your teams and your prospects and your people to get on, just want to remind you that we will be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida this Thursday. I need to see some hands in the chat or raise your hand if you know how to do it on the screen and let me know who is going to be in Florida, because y'all can't have me coming by myself now. So I need to see who. Okay, Miss Gretel is going to be there. All right, who is that? Janella Simpson, Double Diamond. I know you're going to be there. Cannot wait to see you, sis. Come on, you guys. Anybody else? You still have time. You still have time to get your tickets. So if anybody needs a ticket, you can log into your back office. If you don't know how to do that, send an email to support@Tava Lifestyle. Hit me up. I'll make sure you get a seat. Okay. So, all right. Well, I am going to get out of the way because, again, you all did not come to hear from me tonight, but you came to hear from the man with a plan, a master plan, a blueprint, in fact. So you want to make sure that you have your pen, your paper, for those of us that are old school and still like to write stuff down, right? For the new schoolers and the techies, if you're taking notes on your iPads and all your electronic devices, do what you got to do, but get ready and position yourself to be in learning mode, okay? So without further ado, I think I see him in the place. Mr. Kenny E. Lloyd, are you there, sir?
Okay. I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they have suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass.
Hey, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Listen, I just got to tell you the truth. Like, I'm in a whole nother mode right now. You know, we have been over the past few days, you know, really talking about this, talking about, you know, the philosophy of it, talking about the language. And today, like tonight, is really where the rubber begins to meet the road, because this is real. I mean, like, you really have an opportunity to make the changes, because just think, everything that we're talking about doing, we're talking about funding, we're talking about, you know, acquiring hard assets. We're doing it to protect our money or make money, right? If I'm showing you this system, you know, that is so simplistic. So like tonight is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we begin to find out who really wants it, because the people that really want it are going to show. So listen, I mean, like, so, and I'm going to lead by example, you know, and I'm going to talk about that a little later, but I want to get into tonight, what you're going to really get tonight. you're really going to, I'm going to share my vision with you. And I really want to give you a glimpse of it once again before, because I have a couple of people I really want you to hear from. But let me just give you a glimpse, because I think that, when you see it in pictures, you really kind of, understand where I'm coming from. And I'm very serious about this, because if you know anything about me, every company that I've been in, man, I've built organizations internationally. I'm talking about the span, the United States, domestic, overseas. And I mean, I've had organizations, like 200, 300,000 people. And it was not easy. That's why I keep putting the TD Jakes up, because, when you really know that you really want something, you're not going to let anything make you feel like, when you know that you could do something to change the dynamics of your life and your family life. And, like, you got to really, unless you just don't believe, because there are people who really don't believe that it can be done. And that's fine too, because it's nothing wrong with spectators. Just all I can tell you, if you don't believe, I'm gonna make a believer out of you, because I'm gonna show you personally again, because, and I'm gonna make sure that people see that it can work. And I'm taking a group of people with me that are gonna show you, because some people have to see it before they believe it. And that's okay too. So tonight, you're gonna hear, my mission, the vision. You're gonna find out you're gonna hear a couple of people. We talked about the language succinctly, very briefly. You're gonna hear it again tonight. You're gonna really understand the power of what we're doing. And I don't think everybody really gets it, but you're gonna understand the true power of what we're doing. You're gonna hear my plan of action. And before we get off, we're gonna have a call to action, which you're gonna establish your goals. And you're gonna understand why you're going to fight the way you're gonna fight. Because if you have no why, like they say, a person stands for nothing, falls for anything. Like, I know why I'm fighting. I know why, because listen, when I was in the field, man, I made a tremendous amount of money in the field. In ownership, you give a lot of money back to your company, So listen, I'm ready to take this on. And if you see my disposition now, normally I'm smiling, cracking jokes and but no, I'm in another mode. And Shantae will tell you about that mode, because my go get it mode is psychotic. It's just like TD Jake said, man, all the things that you go through to get it, man, everything you go through so much to get it. But the biggest thing you have to overcome is yourself and disbelief, because once you do that, the universe is the limit. So what I want to do is, and I want to start it off like this, right? Rocky, put the thing up, because let me give you a visual again of my vision. And I am a visionary. Like everything, everywhere I go, I know my strength. My strength is vision, because you have to see it. Like, you can't just, speak it in your head. You have to see it so people can visualize it, because if I'm the one with the vision and I keep it in my head, nobody can truly see it. But my goal is for us, for this community that we're building, whether you truly understand the dynamics of it, but for our community is to be nationwide. And I'm talking about in a relatively short period of time. I'm talking about in the next 6 or 7 months. I'd like to, because we have representation all over the country, but I'm talking about new membership. And why is it important for the membership? I think a lot of people think, well, they just want membership to make money. No, because everybody that joins this community is going to be privy to information that they don't know and that we need to know. Our people are just economically deprived. We are deprived because we're deprived of the information. But now, there's no excuse, because people have an opportunity to get this information. That's why I've been so passionate about this. I said, I'm a CEO of Tava, not Tavaverse. Tavaverse is a division of Tava. We have Tava Fit, which is the health and wellness. We have Tava Worldwide, which is the travel. We have Tavaverse. I appear to be very, 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 emphatic about this messaging and really committed to this, because we get turned down so much. And then we even get money And we don't even know what to do with the money because we don't have the right people in our ears that have counseled people that have made a tremendous amount of money. So I'm very passionate about this, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. What's going to happen now is people out there, they're beginning to see it. They don't fully understand it because it is still taking shape and form. With our language, we finally agreed to the language that we're going to be using, which is truthful, which is a fact. So now that we have our language and everybody's going to be saying the same thing, because you're going to hear it again tonight, people are going to fully understand what we're doing, man, and they're going to be very attracted to this, like a moth to a fire. They're going to be attracted to this, and they're going to start coming on. So for me, you know, by the end of the year, I'd really like to see our membership expand to 5,000 across the country. And that is my goal. 5,000 new members that are being educated on, you know, and being taught principles, being exposed to hard assets, what they are, being exposed to funding to start their business, being exposed to, you know, just what it takes to really get money, and not just get it, but what to do when you get with it, to be exposed to how to pay your taxes, how to protect your wealth, how to protect your family with a trust. I mean, man, we are going to teach people the basics. So I'm very excited about it. And I just, you know what, as they say, it don't take a whole lot of people. It just takes a group of committed people to be the example. So that's what I'm hoping for. So what I would like to do first, I'd really like to bring up somebody who's partnering with me in this, somebody who really is understands the value of hard assets, understand the value of financial literacy, you know, as a whole. And she and I talked, and we came together, and man, and we are continuously building this thing. You know, we are getting this word out. Man, this lady, you know, it's a beautiful thing to have somebody working with you that works like you. I mean, like, she's out and about, man. She is like, it's just a beautiful thing to have somebody that is so committed, that could really be sitting on their butt, but she is committed to getting this information to you. She is committed to having people eat from the same table as her, as am Shantae and I. She is committed to showing people the way and exposing them to the information. And you know what? That is a beautiful thing, to have somebody that cares enough to make sure that we get our piece of the pie. There is no way on earth that like I told you all before, I pay my kids a salary, right? I pay them a salary. But in order for them to get their money, they have to, you know, they have to get on. They have to listen to this. They have to understand this. They have to regurgitate some things to me, because it's time out for this. You know, we've been so used to putting our head down and putting our hands out and hoping that the government's going to save us. They're going to take, man, it's time out for this. It's time for this. It's time to empower ourselves. And the only way we're going to do it is with the information that we possess. So having said that, I want to bring on my dear friend, my homegirl, and man, somebody that I know is going to help take this to a whole nother level. Dr. Jewel Tanker. Jewel, are you there?
Hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. How we doing? Oh my goodness.
Jewel. Hey, can somebody bring Jewel up on the screen with me? I want to be up here too.
Hey, no, that was really good, Kenny. That picture of the map alone got me real excited. You know, you're definitely a visionary. I really appreciate you and Shantae, and kind of, you know, all that you guys mean to Ben and I as friends, and also just as, you know, business partners, because you all are super hungry. And I think that's what it comes down to, like, how hungry are you? And so the vision of the map, the 5,000 by the end of the year. And if you talk to anybody that's doing anything of significance in business, or really in industry, everybody's kind of talking about this wealth gap that's happening. Everybody's kind of talking about, you know, inflation and recession and also opportunity. And so, you know, what we have here at Tavaverse is very, very special. It's very close to my heart, because this was a direction that I was definitely getting ready to go in already, which was in the area of hard assets, pulling that ROI out of the ground, I like to say. And what we have is really special. And I just want to make sure that everybody really understands that, because everything, there are times, there are windows, and there are seasons, right? And so if you understand the seasons, you understand the time, you don't have to be maybe plan when you should have been, you know, in your flow, if you will. There are a lot of places that we could be and a lot of things that we could be doing, but I'm very much dedicated to making sure that each of you get your portion of, you know, what's happening right now in the United States where real estate is concerned across the board. And then also making sure that you really use Tavaverse as a bank, right? When I look at what Kenny and Shantae were able to do in terms of building, you know, knowing that they were making 200 to 300,000 a week. I mean, just let that say lie, just say lie. Think about that for a minute. 200, I mean, that's not anything to just brush over or to take lightly or to diminish. And they did it once, and now they've put other people in a position to be able to do it again. So, and that's without overhead, that's without payroll, that's without all the expenses of a traditional business. And so this can be like your last, you know, situation for real, because not only do you have an opportunity to get super racked up where, you know, your wealth is concerned with Tavaverse, but building assets at the same time. I mean, that alone is huge. And I talk to people literally every day, Kenny, that are like, yeah, I started investing, but I wasn't able to keep doing it because I couldn't get the capital, or I didn't know what was going on with my credit, or, you know, I didn't have the systems in place, or I didn't know what documentation I needed. And so I really want to just encourage you to just put the blinders on. Brianna said something the other day, we were talking, she says, listen, I told all my other like ventures and communities, like right now, like you guys may not see me as much because I got blinders on right now, because I'm very clear on why I'm here and what I'm supposed to be doing to run this play. Sometimes you got too many different things going on. I'm all about being multidimensional, but you got to know when you got to bring that thing into laser focus, right? And you don't get to 6 figures a week, you know, in a company like this because you got this going, that going, that going. You got to know when you got to say, hey, I'll put that on the shelf, or hey, I'm going to give this to, you know, this responsibility somewhere else, because I really need to focus in right now so that by the end of this year, and I don't know if you guys have thought about it, but we literally are like second half of the year. We're second half of 2023. And I've got very, very big goals for the holiday, which I always do because I love the holiday. So I got very, very big goals for the holiday and what I need to be doing. And I know it's going to really take me really getting laser focused. And so our credit specialist, Brianna, brilliant. I mean, not only is she going to help you get your credit together, but teach you how to leverage and use your credit to build assets, right? That's a big deal, because it's not just about credit. Then you got, you know, Camille, who's making sure you're all together with documentations and systems. Somebody asked, as a matter of fact, my daughter, Brooklyn, she said, Mom, when you started buying a lot of real estate, you kind of said it was a headache. I said, yeah, it was in 2016 because I didn't have the systems. So Camille came in and said, can I make some suggestions? Right? And I said, yes. And it made it a lot easier for me. Right? And then we got Keita with marketing. Right? Then we got Phil, who's killing it, owns thousands of units as a partner. Somebody can really tell you how to structure deals. Look at the ARV, look and see what's going on. And then you got Benisha's bank. Then you got Candace, mortgage specialist. And now I'm actually getting ready to meet with another bank when I get to Detroit who wants to do big business with us. So we have banks. We have tons of funding. So if you need to do a rehab, if you need to do short-term, long-term, like whatever you need to do, we got that. That's huge, guys, all by yourself. And then Tina, for those of you that are $1,200 package owners on that wealth mastermind that we did last week, did she not just sit there and drop millions of dollars in grants? One-page grants, by the way. And most of them were for people of color. And then they were for women, brand new startups. I mean, the money that she dropped right there. Then you got Tiffany, who's going to help you get your trust together, right? So that your tax liability is greatly reduced, get your private family foundation set up, right? So, and then the business credit. So when I say we really have been blessed to have some of the best, Stacey, really put us in a position. And so I would just tell you, pay attention. Everything doesn't last forever. You got to know how to walk through the door, and you got to know how to focus. The millions that I made before, because I knew how to focus. When Kenny and I and Shantae were working that thing in 2007, 2008, 2009, 10, it was because we were focused as all heck. And that started building major wealth. And then we went on, and of course he went on and did great things, and I continued to build. So most of the time, people don't get a lump sum at one time. It's what you do every single day. And it's proximity, and it's connections, and it's relationships that are really going to help you to really get where you need to get so that you can live the life that you always needed to live. So I just want to really encourage you guys. I'm going to be in the DMV tomorrow. So anybody in the DMV, come out. We're going to be in Fort Lauderdale on Thursday. Like the cities, if we're anywhere in your area, not only do you need to get there, but invite people there. Like tell them, hey, get to that meeting. Because if they're in the meeting, I promise you, they're going to see everything that they need to see. So make up in your mind that, you know what, I'm not an Uber chick, I'm a Ritz-Carlton chick. You know, I'm not a Carnival cruise line kind of guy. You know what I mean? I need a private chartered situation somewhere. Like, just raise your standard. And if you raise your standard, it's going to give you the disciplines that you need to be able to get what you need to get. But what happens is most people don't want to work long enough to get what they need to get where they need to get. So just make a decision that wealth is not an option for me. And I'm going all in. I'm taking advantage of all these resource partners. I'm taking advantage of the educators. Yeah, I got a lot here and a lot there, and there are all kind of voices and noises going on. But you know what? I'm making the decision right here that I'm really going to focus in, because I know the kind of quality of life that I want. I know where I want to go grocery shopping. I know I need organic food. I know my supplements are going to cost me, because you know, we got the best supplements. I'm about to take my collagen in a minute. But my point is like, to really live an amazing life, it takes a lot of money. I heard Tony Robbins say this. I'm gonna get ready to turn it over. He said when he found out, he had told himself that before he had his first child, that he needed to be making at least $1 million. He said, so when my wife was pregnant, I was at 300,000. He said, I worked like crazy because I knew the private schools that I needed to send him to. I knew that I needed to have a full-time nanny. I know I needed a housekeeper. I know that I needed, you know, he said there were just certain things that were like non-negotiables. One more story I gotta tell you guys. I was talking to this guy yesterday. As a matter of fact, Kenny, he had reached out to me because he'd been seeing what I've been doing in real estate. So his name was Earthel. That's my dad's name. So I'm talking to him and I'm telling him what we're doing. And he's like, wow, you know, I really want to do this. And so I told him the whole thing. He said, okay, I'm ready to go. Send me the link. And I said, I got to ask you a question. I said, where'd you get that name, Earthel? I said, because it's not a lot of people that have that name. He said, you know, what's interesting, when you call me, I was thinking, man, she said my name right. I said, yeah. He said, wait, is your dad Earthel Green? And I was like, bruh, yes. And so he goes on to tell me, he said, my grandmother used to be your housekeeper. I was like, what was her name? And he goes, Grace. I was like, oh my goodness, Grace was your grandmother. And so it was this whole thing. He said, and my grandma told me I was the first grandson. And my grandma told me, I'm gonna name you after a wealthy man because I want you to live up to that. He said, I don't think it is a coincidence that I'm on the phone right now with you, right? And that you're doing all of this. He said, because I know there's some more things that I need to accomplish. He might be on here tonight, but he said, I know there's some more things that I need to accomplish. And I just knew that I needed the relationship. I needed the connection. I knew that greatness had been spoken over my life. He said, but I remember your father was a very kind man. But I remember y'all had housekeepers. I remember y'all just always lived this like fabulous life. And I told myself, I'm going to live up to my name. And so what am I saying is that when you make a mark of wealth, your name will be talked about for the generations. I'm grateful my dad is still alive and doing well at 83 years old. But my point is, just like Kenny's dad, right? First African-American and MBA, you're born a human being, but then you should die an institution. So you're not normal, you're not average, you're not mediocre. Don't try to I was talking to somebody else the other day and they were like, you know, I got people telling me I'm doing too much. I said, no, the reality is they doing too little. Look at the results in their life. Look at what they're driving. Look at how they living. Look at how they moving. And so what happens is the average person is going to be telling you, slow down, back up. Why are you doing all of this? But I can't listen to you. I can't listen to you because my goals are big and I'm not willing to dumb down my goals. I'm not willing to pull back because I'm not in a season of pullback. You may have a season where you can't pull back, but I'm telling you right now, if you're in Tavaverse right now, you're not in that season. You're in a season of go, 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 grow, grow, learn, unlearn, relearn, keep going. You are in that season, right? This is your season to become wealthier than you've ever become in your life. And all you got to do is run the play. Don't worry about, your credit right now. Don't worry about, any of those things. Just make up in your mind, I am where I'm supposed to be right now so that I can become everything that I need to become. And so, Kenny, I'm excited that you called me last year and we had this conversation and, had an opportunity to just pray about it and think about it. But I couldn't be more excited about what I believe the opportunity that we have for our community and for people literally all over the nation. And so those of you that are here, I want you to really, really just plant your flag, recommit to yourself that I'm bigger than what I've seen and that I'm getting ready to tap into my potential. I'm getting ready to become everything that I dreamed about. And it doesn't matter, resistance will come. Stuff is going to happen, but don't let that stop you. Just make a decision that we're going to all grow together as a community. So thank you for, even calling and seeing this. And now I'm so excited that I see it and I'm drinking it, I'm eating it, I'm thinking about it and always planning because we really are blessed. We really are. So I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, Jewel, that starting tonight, it's go, 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 because we have some hefty goals. And so we're gonna show them. If they don't want to believe, we're gonna show them. I mean, we're gonna Shantae and I I'm in a whole nother mode. There's no clowning, no playing, because it's too much there to get to be playing, right? So you with me. So I appreciate you, love you, Jewel, for sure. I mean, man, you don't even understand how blessed we are to have you here, man. And then how blessed Shantae and I be working along with you again, man. It's a blessing. So I love you, man. All right.
Yeah, love you too.
All right. So listen, I want you to hear from some other people. You can hear from me all day long, but Jewel is just on the go, go, go. And we're getting it right. All it takes is a few adjustments to get it right. And when it gets right, man, it is a beautiful thing. So I want to bring on another young lady who Jewel referenced, Brianna. Now I have talked to her, and I've talked to her a lot because, I feel her energy. She gets it. I mean, she gets it. She was telling me, and she's like Jewel. She gets it like Jewel. She was telling me last night that she was she is busy, right? But she said she's gonna put some things to the side because she sees the power of this, the bigness of this, the possibilities. And she said she's gonna put it aside and she's gonna get it. She's gonna make some sacrifices because she wants to get it too. She knows that Jewel and I and my wife Shantae are not playing. She wants in too. And she said, I want in. I'm willing to make the sacrifices and I'm going to make it happen with y'all. Y'all not gonna leave me behind on this because too many times, so many people have regrets. And they always say to me, they always say to people like Jewel and Brianna, they always say, I should have got down with you when you talked to me about it. And I say to them, you sure should have. For real. You sure should have, And so I don't want that to be anybody else. But so let's bring Brianna Anderson up. Brianna, where you at? Where you at? Let's bring her up. I want to share the screen with it too.
I'm here.
What's going on, Brianna? You all right?
I'm good. So excited to be here tonight. Super excited.
I want to ask you a question that I want you to just feel to speak with your heart and your spirit tells you to speak. Okay. If you had to say, what is the greatest power of what we're doing? If you had to really tell somebody, if they ask you a question, well, what's so powerful about what you all are doing? What would be your response to that?
Oh, wow, so many things. I think the greatest thing is going to be the education. I just feel like what Tavaverse has to share is just something that's really unheard of. I mean, if it was worldwide news, it'll be viral right now. Everybody in the world will be trying to find out what is Tavaverse just from these last 2 months, and the results from just the information, the education, the knowledge, getting the properties has been the sprinkles. Like people, getting funding has been the sprinkles, but just stepping in day one and just getting empowered to be financially literate, like that right there is just everything. Like that right there can take everybody on this call tonight to a whole nother level.
Yeah. So listen, I want you to just share what your spirit's telling you to share, because I know, like you like a keg of dynamite, man. I know you just ready to blow up right here. So go and just share with them, like why they should really be fighting the fight with this. What the importance of this information that they don't have. They don't have access to. How important, what is the importance of getting down with them and expanding our community? Why is that so important?
For sure, like with me, I can speak for myself. I'm a multiple six-figure earner. I have multiple businesses. They're very lucrative, but there is no compensation plan like Tavaverse. There's no other way or no other company where you can come into a company, right? You can learn and earn double. So for instance, if I'm coming into Tavaverse as a student, I'm learning how to build generational wealth. I'm learning how to increase my wealth portfolio. I'm learning how to set up my businesses correctly. I'm learning how to get my trust. I'm learning how to save on taxes. I'm learning how to get capital and funding. I'm learning how to increase my credit score. I'm learning about mortgages. I'm already coming in educated. That's already a win. But the second thing is I'm able to educate others. And see how we're going to expand Tavaverse for me personally is I'm an educator by heart. And so when you come in and you're able to share what you are learning, when you're able to share the win-wins, the techniques, like I take Camille, for instance, Marquita, for instance, you can come onto one of their calls and you can walk away that night with a strategy that you can implement right then and there to save time. System stands for saving time, energy, and money. And a lot of people right now are just trading time for dollars. And so when we talk about Tavaverse, for me personally, it's those who I can help achieve success. Like so many people right now, either they can't get the money or they get the money, they don't know what to do with the money. If they get the money, they don't have the community or people around them to show them how to expand the money. They don't have the mentors such as you and Dr. Jewel Tanker that can give us the mindset and the capacity to tell us, what to do with the hard assets, how to find them, how to structure a deal. Like we got Mr. Field on teaching us in the chat. He will drop in the chat a deal. You drop an address in 10 minutes, he have already researched the deal. He's telling you how to go in, what to ask for, what to go in and what to negotiate. Like, where do you get that for $149 a month? You cannot get that anyway. I take myself, for example, I'm showing you how to take your credit and use OPM to build generational wealth. Like we shared last Tuesday, by the time your children turn 18 years old, they should have a 750 credit score where you're able to buy them multiple properties to be income producing assets in their own business name. So like the education that we have is going to really show us how to close the wealth gap. But not only that, it's going to show us how to set the nation on fire. I was reading something the other day, the average African-American, and we're just talking about us right now, African-American community income a year is $40,000. That number has not changed in over 12 years. That's the problem. And so when we partner with somebody like Mr. Kenny Lloyd, because I was that one to say, you know what, I saw him in an Atlanta meeting. I think it was like 2017. My daughter was just born. My husband drove me up in the pouring rain to Atlanta. They were having a meeting. That was my first time hearing about it. Right then and there, I was that one that said, you know what? I shouldn't have listened to the people who I had came with. I should not have listened. I should have took exactly what these people were sharing. These people are earners. They are already working. I should have took it and I should have ran with it, but I didn't. And so I'm that one that's saying this is one wave right here I will not miss. And so it's double. I'm learning and I'm earning 2 times. So I'm super excited.
The one thing I've learned, throughout me and Shantae's career is that you can't force the information on people.
Yeah.
You can't. You all you could do is, as people who trying to do significant work in our community, because you know what we're doing, this is significant work. All you could do is put it out there and see who wants it. I am personally committed. You know, like my duties as a CEO are vast, but I am committed. I have been on Zooms the last 3 or 4 consecutively, and you know what? You know, when I get done speaking tonight, you're gonna see my commitment because I'm gonna do something twice. I'm gonna do something twice, 3 times a week because I want people to hear my passion. I want people to hear your passion. I want people to hear, which they haven't heard. And you know, like I think they heard, well, outside of the educational things, look like Marquita, you know, Marquita's something special.
Yes, she is.
I mean, like she is something special. And I don't think, and people get a chance to hear Camille, but I talk to them every Tuesday on the call, and they really care. And that's why I get down with them. You know, we've made money. I want to work with some people that I know that care, that have a heart for the people, not just a heart for themselves. I don't want to be clowns rolling around showing pictures of them and Rolls Royces. I don't want that, you know, because when you get it, it's your lifestyle. I want to show other people how to have that lifestyle. Their family. You know, why, you know, how you could give. So like my motivation was always, damn, I'm looking at all these people's wives wearing nice jewelry. They talking about they traveled here, they traveled there, they pulling up in valet parking in beautiful vehicles. That was my motivation. Because I'm thinking, I want my wife to have that. I want, why not my wife? How come she can't have it? And you know what? Once I decided to, you know, to put my head down and just like you said, not listen to the idiots, you know what I'm saying? For real. And just keep it moving and do that thing. But look, man, if you have anything you want to say in closing, go on and say it, man, because you know, like we have a group of dynamic Black women, and that is special. We have some men, Phil, myself, a couple, but we have a group of dynamic Black women that are special, that are willing to give themselves and give up this information that they possess. And I'm gonna tell y'all, they bad. And you all out there listening, when I say they bad, I mean they bad. They super bad. And they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. Because it doesn't matter how much, as much money as I made, I still learn from Beyonce. I still learn from you. I learned stuff. I listened to Camille. You know, I might not let her know I learned it from her, but I'm telling you now, I'm saying it publicly. I learned from her. Marquita, I'm like a sponge, man. The moment you think that you know more than everybody, you a fool.
That's right.
You have maxed out. I learned from everybody, right? And I am learning something. So I'm passionate about it. I love you to life, man. I appreciate what you bring and your commitment. Listen, you better come on because you better put the babies to bed, do everything you gotta do, because it's a new day starting tonight. You know, all right, because this is no excuse thing, right? Hashtag
No excuses.
All right.
No excuses.
I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate your husband too for lending you to us.
Listen, my husband locked in. He already on.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet, but I want him to know I appreciate him for lending you to us, for real, for allowing me and you to talk on the phone. You know, there's some people got problems with that, but I let everybody know I ain't about nothing else. I'm about significance. I ain't about, you know, I'm doing God's work, not the devil.
Yes.
Okay? You follow me?
I got you.
Man, I love you much, okay?
I love you too, Kenny. Thank you so much. Let's go.
Thank you. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about this, right? Let's get to it. You know, I want to talk about the plan, all right? But before I talk about this plan, and I know you all are saying, Kenny, play that video one more time, because I want y'all to really hear it. See, sometimes you can't just play, you can't say something once. You can't play something once. Sometimes you got to hear it several times to get it. So I don't care. You can get mad, get off if you want. You're going to miss something if you get off though. Rocky, one more time.
I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass.
Man, I almost cursed. I'm telling you something. It will come to pass. You know what? I play it and it makes me emotional because when Shantae and I were going through our trial and tribulation financially, when we were struggling, That's all I had to lean on. I believed that God had a greater plan for me. I believe that he gave me, instilled greatness in me. I just wasn't doing great things in the flesh. You know, I believed that I could be special. There was something special about me, but I had to fight my way out of myself. I had to fight my way out of the skin, out of the activity, out of the lack of, I had to fight my way out of all of that to get to where I am now. And it was a fight, but I knew that I could do it. I knew that if they listen, my first company that Jewel and I worked with, there was a lady named Gail Mathis. I went to the meeting. I saw that the product worked. And all I need to know is that the product worked. And you don't have to be a super salesperson to market the product. And once I saw the product work, I asked the lady who got up in front of the room and talked about her income. And, you know, because you got to believe that that person ain't lying, because, you know, it's a lot of fugazi in this industry. You got a lot of people that talk the talk, but they lie. Okay? I'm gonna just put it to you like that. But it's not just in this industry, it's every industry, right? So I had to feel, and Shantae is my barometer, because the thing I know about women, y'all got a sixth sense. Y'all can pick up on things that we men can't. I'll tell all my boys, if you think your wife don't know, you are an idiot, okay? I am telling you now. If you think, because my wife, man, she just act like she don't know, but she knows. And she just has a limitation on how much she gonna let me get away with, okay? How much of a clown she gonna let me be, you know, and because you all know. So when she felt it, I knew it was something for real. And I am telling you now that when that lady Gail Mathis came to our house and showed me the numbers, and showed me, because listen, at that time I was so broke, all I wanted to know, how can I make, you know, $5,000 a month? If I can make $5,000 a month, I can go get my crown out of the pawn shop, okay? Because you know, when you broke, you got to go pawning the crown. Somebody else is holding the crown, and I needed to go get my crown back, all right? And so I just said, and that's what I was fighting for. I was fighting for my crown to be the man that my father was, because my father was the man of my household. He took care of my mother. He took care of us. He took care of my mother's mother and my mother's father. He took care of a lot of people. And my thing was, that's what I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be any less. I'm supposed to be more than what he was. So when she showed me the numbers, and it took her 4 times to break it down to me, but she was patient. And when I got those numbers and said, what? You mean if I do this, just what I'm about to show you, if I do this, this, and this, that I will make that for real? Like I can really make that if I do this? Yes. Then you know what? Is Shantae, you on here? I think Sean is just listening. You know why? Because I'm gonna have to have Sean tell you our story, because I'm gonna tell you something. I was crazy with it. The first thing I did, I mastered the language. And I told you all the story. I mean, like, man, you know, I didn't have nothing else going on. You know, so I could walk a complete circle from my bedroom into the family room, to the kitchen, through the door to the dining room, back to the hallway. And I was walking in circles, and Sean thought I was talking to myself, and I was mastering the language that I was going to be speaking to people before I did it. Because if you don't know what to say, you could be saying the wrong thing to the right person, because you don't understand. There is no institution on this earth. When you go get a job, I don't care if you are the trash man, they teach you what to say and what to do to people. No matter what it is you do, you have to go through a training. The people that make the most money on this earth, they are well trained, and in their corporations, they have training where nobody interacts with anybody until they get some training, until they know what to say. Because if you don't know what to say and you think you know enough and you want to ad lib, go on and do it and see what kind of money it makes you. Me, I was like a puppet. Put your hand in my back, baby, and just move my mouth and put on the recording, because I'm going to say the same. I said the same thing every time. Every time. So here's the plan. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road, for real. Because if you do these things, you will live the life that the money will give you. And the money is not about insignificant things. Man, look, I employ so many people, like Shantae and I. That's why it burns me sometimes when people talk about network marketing. I'm like, are you crazy? Man, I probably got 13. Right now, I probably have about 20 employees, people that I pay to do different various things to me, a salary. It is a blessing, because these people needed help. They needed something. And to be able to be a blessing to people. I was blessed, so now I'm going to be a blessing. And it's a blessing. It's not just about the superficial aspect of it. It is what you can do for people. My foundation, Shantae and I have 2 foundations, the Lloyd Family Foundation and Tava Cares. And for Christmas, man, I give out, listen, we spend a tremendous amount of money because it gives me joy to see other families not have to make excuses to their children for Christmas. It gives me joy to know that their children are going to be able to open up gifts and not have to get something from the dollar store. It gives me joy. That's what the money is about for me. It's about being able to leave something for my children and then my children's children. And that's what we should be fighting for. So listen, here's the plan. The first thing that you're going to do, and if you follow this plan, you will not lose. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Tava University and you're going to download the compass chart, the compass, okay? You're going to download this chart. That's the first thing you're going to do, all right? Because the chart represents structure. If you want to know how to get to the money, this is the structure of how to get to the money. You understand? Now, here's the deal. When you look at this, Shantae and I are committed. Jewel is committed. Brianna and a few other people have committed to, when I look at putting names in this chart, I'm not recruiting anyone. I want y'all to get this. I am talking to people that I know have the right mindset, and I am giving them the ability to become a member in a membership in a community that possesses the kind of information that you wouldn't know if you weren't in this community. That will help you, will teach you the principles of money, teach you the things, how to structure your LLC, or if you need an escrow, will teach you all of that, the beginning, the things you need to have before you even get into going to get something and making a lot of money. Before you make a lot of money, if you know you're going to make a lot of money, you need to have your foundation in place. So I don't beg anybody for this. You all should go to the sharpest people you know, because I want you to understand this. When you think about who should be in these circles, who needs something, who is sharp, like commission people who earn their living on commission. That's who you want, because they understand discipline. They understand getting up and working when it rains and it snows. They understand no work, no pay. You should be making a list of people that you know that are realtors, because they work commission and they will understand this. Mortgage people, brokers, or loan officers, or just anybody you know that's in commission sales, car salesmen, man, they're about to take a hit. They're gonna need something. You understand? So you gotta go see, the laying the foundation ain't sexy. Everybody just wants to join and be like, well, I want to make the money. How can I make? I'm telling you how to make the money, but nobody gets rich overnight. This ain't nothing. We ain't selling drugs. They don't even get rich overnight. If you look at most apex drug dealers, they were once on a corner. They had to work their way up. Everybody works their way up in the system. It's just that those that accelerate, those that operate in the spirit of excellence, those that make more money than excuses, they're the ones always get recognized. They're the ones that the community loves, and they're on the stage, they're getting rings, that they're taking elaborate trips. So you're gonna download the chart, right? And when you download it, you're gonna get both charts together. Rocky has done a spectacular job for us. Rocky is over our marketing. So Rocky, when you download it, you're gonna get this in the chart. What you're gonna do, okay? You're going to carry these charts everywhere you go. I fold my chart up, both of them, the circles and I take it everywhere I go, and I pull it out, and I keep looking at that 13th, it says week. I look at the 13th, I say if you duplicate it 13 times, I look at the 13th time. I don't look at 13th level, 13th week, 13. I look at the 13th time. And that's what I look at. I look at the 13th time. So what you want to do is on the back of this sheet, you want to write it, because when you write it, the universe understands it, they see it. You want to write what level do you really want to get to? Because at each level requires a different level of sacrifice. You know, I was telling somebody one time, I was telling Jewel, we were talking, and I was sharing with Jewel that, you know, from a $0 to $100,000, you can, you know, like you could be, if you're in a soccer mom, you could be the soccer mom, still have the kids over after the games and go to all the games. But from 100,000 to 250, yeah, you might not be the soccer mom, you know, or the coach. You know, now you might be like, baby, I'm gonna be at the games. You know, mommy gonna get there right, or daddy, I'll be right. I'll be there when the game starts. 250 to 500,000, you're like, mommy or daddy can, you know, I can make this game and this game and this game. All right. 500 to $1 million, it's like you have to sit down with your family and have a discussion, you know, because now it becomes like what you're doing to make that money becomes your life for a minute. And what the family has to understand, and I don't say they have to understand, because every family doesn't desire that kind of money. That's why it's important that you write down, what level do I really want to go to? Because the level you choose has requirements. And it requires certain levels of sacrifice. So if you're not willing to sacrifice soccer games and this and that, and playing bid whist and spades, and, you know, going out to your club on Thursdays and watching movies and going to the movies, if you're not willing to sacrifice that for a short period of time, then you should probably stick around level, I mean, the 8th time, you know, the week 8, you should probably stick around week, maybe, I don't know, week 9, you know, and as you see the quantum leaps, right? So here's the deal with me. So you want to write down on the back, what level am I going to hit? Then you need to put on there, you need to write on there when, right? What level am I going to hit and when am I going to do it? Then you need to write on there your why. Why I must do this. Not why I want to, why I must do this. Because that's what I did. Listen, this is a system that I did when I was making $300,000, $400,000, $300 a week, you know, $1 million a month. This is a system that I use because I knew it was based on residual money. I'm giving you the code now. I hope you're getting this, because I knew it was based on residual money. This is only one way we get paid. And I knew that it is the residual aspect of the business, right? So again, you want to write down on the back, you want to carry this everywhere you go. What level am I going to hit? When do I plan on hitting it? And why I must hit this, all right? The next thing you want to do is that you want to get an accountability partner. And you want your accountability partner should be somebody that, you know, that you've, you know, bought into this membership. Somebody that you know is about it, right? You don't want to bring anybody that makes excuses, because I'm going to tell you, excuses of money can't coexist, all right? They can't coexist because everybody has life. But I am telling you now that if you desire to make $3-4 million a year, I'm telling you now that you're going to have to make some major sacrifices. I'm not going to lie to you, like, this is going to be your life. And the one thing about me is that I made sure that me, Shantae, and my son and my children, that we were in alignment with this dream. All right, that we were in alignment, because I knew that my sons wanted me to build them a home in Georgia with a full recording studio on the bottom of it. So I said, the only way I'm gonna be able to do that is that I need to be making this. And this is what I'm gonna have to do. Are you good with it? You know, I love you, but I'm gonna have to disappear for a minute. I'm not kidnapped, but I am helping us live our dreams. If you could sacrifice me for a year, and I'm not talking about not seeing me at all, but if you could sacrifice me, I promise you, when I come back, I have all the time in the world for you. That I could give you the world, that I can make your dreams come true. Same thing with Shantae. Sean, if you could just, like, bear with me, just know and believe, trust and believe, just know that I'm not out cheating anywhere. I'm not out in the streets getting drunk, gambling. I'm not doing that. I want you to know that I am working on our dream, but it has to be our dream because I know what Shantae's dream is. I know what kind of life, I knew what kind of life she wanted. The life that she wanted was the life we had. Shantae is not a Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, kind of person. That's not her. She don't hurt me there. Shantae is a family person, and it's about taking care of her family. So I knew that she knew what it was going to take for us to have the kind of home to be able to cook every Sunday and do all the things we want to do. She subscribed to it. So that's the next principle. Your family has to understand, you all got to be in alignment with what your vision is for the family and just know what level you're going to be at. So you got to get an accountability partner that is much like you, that thinks like you. You can't get an accountability partner that's making excuses. Because for me, I'm going to tell you now, I am not playing. When my accountability group, when we have a scheduled call, I promise you, if somebody misses that call 1 or 2 or 3 times, I gotta take them out the circle because they don't belong in this circle. And when I say don't belong, this ain't the circle for them. They need to be in the part-time circle. They don't need to be in the getting it in 4-month circle. Because see, here's the deal. I have a plan, and I have a few people that have committed with me, and the people that are committed, listen, it's like there's some people I won't let join me for 1,200 when I was when I was in the field. When I have people, there's some people that I would not allow to join me, give me that money, because I knew they weren't going to do it. And it was going to be frustrating. It probably would cost us our friendship. So the same thing as applies here. With this plan, I am telling you that I am not playing. Listen, when you start talking about you got like $4 million a year on the table, man, there are people that kill for that kind of money. And I'm not killing anybody, but I am going to get it or I am going to die trying. And I mean that, and I know I'm not going anywhere. All right, I am going to, there's nothing that is going to prevent me from getting it. And I told Shantae that. And she knows I'm not playing. I'm like, baby, there's nothing that's going to prevent us. We're going to do this together. We're going to make this happen. So we're going to put some things in place on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I am personally going to be doing a business opportunity for this. Personally, I'm going to be doing it personally. All right. And then what we're going to do is that tomorrow we're going to record something. One of the young ladies at the office, Rocky's going to record her. We're going to implement a new member orientation, right? That will be done the 2nd and the 4th Sunday at 8 p.m., where you learn how to use your back office. We tell you the first 4 things that you really need to do. Some of the things that we've been talking about, like some of the things I'm talking about here. Okay, so because we're gonna put things in place that supports you in your journey, right? So I want my 4 million, and I want my 4 million as soon as I can get it. And I know it don't come overnight, but see, I got a plan for it. And so my plan is, put the chart back up, Rocky. Not the circles, but the numbers, Put the numbers back up. You know, what Rocky does is not easy. So what I'm doing is this. If you look at this, and my other sheet is in my pocket in the bedroom. I just got back in time from Chicago. But this right here, by the end of this month, this will be complete. I'm going to go down 3 levels by the end of this month. I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. this month. So that means I'm going down here, 1 level to 2. I'm going to help them get 2, and I'm going to help them. And I'm going down by the end of the month. I am going to complete this chart. This chart will be completed, and I don't care what it takes, and it's going to be with the right people, because I've already been courting the right people, talking to them, you know, and they're ready. I hear somebody in the background. Can you mute yourself out? Because I hear somebody coughing. So what I'm going to do, my plan is, I'm going to, and this doesn't have to be your plan. I'm telling you mine, and a few other people that have elected to be a part of my accountability group. They said they're going to make it happen too. I'm going 3 levels a month, right? That means that I will duplicate this every month. Every month, I'm going to go 3 levels. So you look at, by the end of this month, I'll be at week 3. It's, you know, this is one way we get paid. It's really nothing, right? Then next month, I will complete down to level 4, 5, and 6, right? 6. But it takes a little jump, because then at that level, I'm at what? Is that $700? Do a thumbs up. Let me see if y'all paying attention. Y'all don't have your charts up. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my chart. I got to take my real glasses off, put my readers on. The good and old ain't easy. Okay, so y'all can hear me. So what I'm going to do is that by the week 3, by the end of this month, I'm gonna be at week 3. Week 3, $84. But I'm building. That don't mean that's all the money I make. That's just my residual money. By the end of next month, I'll be at week 6. And if you notice, at week 6, you're talking about now $756. Man, that's not a lot of money, but it's a lot better than 84. And I think it's worth the work, because it's one way I get paid. Then in September, I'm going to complete 3 more levels. And if you look at, if you see I finished 3 more levels, my residual is going to be 12,000. And then by my birthday, okay, then after that, when I say, so October going into November, I'm going to go 3 more levels, which is to level 12, that's 98. And by my birthday is November 29th. November 29th. By my birthday, I'm going to be a new person. I'm going to be a new. You can put me back up on there, Rocky. I want them to see my face when I say this. I'm going to be, let me turn my camera back on, because y'all got to see this. I'm going to be a new person. Okay? I'm going to be I'm going to be a new person by my birthday, November 29th. I am going to I'm going to be an example, and there are going to be some people with me. I am going to completely get back to where I was, for real. And I'm going to, you know, and so listen, you don't have to do this like me. Some of you all, hey, you know, some of y'all can do it faster. Some of y'all can do it slower. If you want to move at a slower pace and say, hey, I'm going to complete level 1, you know, next month, and level 2 the month after that. 13, I mean, what? It doesn't matter whether it's 13 weeks, 13 days, 13 months. If you can go from where you are now and build a solid business and build this membership in 13 months, and while you're helping expand the membership, and all your job is, this is what's so crazy, all your job is to expand our membership by 2 people, one on the left, one on the right side of your binary. Each of them have 40 points, and each of them do 150. They pay the subscription fee. The 200 is a membership fee. The 150 is a subscription fee. They do that, and if they can, and they will continue it, because the value that they're going to get, they're going to recognize it once they get in, because we're making some changes with we put together a syllabus. It's going to be, and I'm going to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. All you have to do is do that and duplicate that 13 times, and your life is changed. So whether you do it 13 times, whether you want to do it 9 times, whether you want to do it, 7 times, It is completely on you. But I am telling you now, the numbers make sense. If you fill in the circles, fill in the blanks, the numbers will add up and your life will change. So the point is, what are you going to do? I am suggesting this, that by the end of this month, how about if you're serious that everybody expand the membership by 2 people? How about everybody on here make a commitment? Everybody on here make a commitment. If you're willing to make a commitment to expanding the membership by the end of this month by 2 people, come on, let me see you say it on the screen. And don't say it, because come on, we're gonna hold you to it. Because I'm gonna go back and look at it and screenshot the name. If you're willing, come on, let me hear from you. If you're willing by the end of the month to expand our membership by 2 people, all they have to do, 2 people, come in at $200 a person. And they do the 150 subscription, $200 membership fee, 150 subscription. When they get in and start getting information, they're not going anywhere. If you're down, let me see you down. So tell me you're down. Tell me that I'm with you. 2 people. If we expand it, let's expand this membership, because you know what? We're not expanding the membership. We're expanding the amount of people in our communities across the country that are getting this information they don't have. This information that is being kept from us. Yeah, it's being kept from us. So that's what we're expanding. We're expanding the knowledge base, getting our children, because I keep telling you, if you have people 18, children 18, if you think I'm trying to get you to sign somebody up to make some money, then you don't know me at all. I am telling you that there's no way on earth that your children, 18 or older, should not get this information. There's no way they should not be getting this information that we have. They should not be learning how to get their credit together. They should not understand that simply having a 700 score with 2 lines on there does not entitle you to anything. They should understand how not to fall into the credit card trap when they get that car and they live off that car. They should know these principles. And that's what I'm saying. That is the power of what we have. We have the power of transformation. We possess the power of information that creates transformation. It's just a matter, do you want it or not? So what time is it now? I've exceeded my time. And I promise you, I hope that you got something, that somebody got, that you are really committed, because this is where the rubber hits the wall. From this point on, beginning Monday at 8 p.m., I will personally be pouring out my heart and doing and I don't do a real presentation. I do a conversation, much like what I'm doing now. And if they don't get it, they don't get it when I have this conversation. And then I'm gonna have some friends like Jewel, like Brianna, like Marquita, Camille, some other people, Esther, like Esther, man, she's one of the most committed people I've seen. I mean, like, she calls, she shares what we could do better. She says what we're doing good. She really wants this. And I'm gonna make sure she gets it. Because if she gets down with us, with me, Jewel, and a couple others, she gonna get it. Okay, for real. Or die trying. And we know Esther ain't going nowhere. All right. We know she's not going anywhere. So listen, I want you to know that Shantae and I, man, we really care about each and every one of y'all. Jewel, and I mean, like, we all, man, we care about everybody. We want everybody to get our piece of the pie, because we have been precluded from getting I don't want 40 acres and a mule. I want the information. Okay. I don't care about 40 acres and a mule. I want the information on that to take me to a whole nother level, not just to make the money. I need the information on the tax loopholes, and I need the Donald Trump information. Okay, that's what I need, the Donald Trump loophole information. But we got people that have it. So having said that, again, I hope that you all are truly committed to this. Not for me, not for Tavaverse, but for you and your family. Because you and your family benefit every time you help expand our community. So, man, we love you guys. And look, I hope that, regarding Fort Lauderdale, like, man, I know you all coming to Fort Lauderdale, because, I'm going, Michelle's going, Jewel ain't by herself on this one, and we going there to spread the truth. We go in there, we share some information. We go in there to expand the membership. And you know, like you should always, because everything is about networking. The power is people seeing how our network and who we are, what people are, see the energy. That's the power of this. All right. So having said that, man, I hope you all had a great weekend. I pray that you have an incredibly blessed week. And if this is something that you really want to think, you know, decide what your commitment is, but to do what I told you. The first 4 things, what I say? I said, go on and download the charts first. And you should take those charts everywhere you go. Why should you take them everywhere you go? Why? Because, man, it ought to be a reminder to you, am I behind or am I ahead? Because you should be pulling one of them out like every, you know, like consistently putting somebody else's name in. And I ain't talking about Uncle Ray, Mama, and Cedric and them. No, you ain't just putting names, you putting names in there, people that for real, get this. This ain't a race. This ain't Fugazi. Of people that could contribute, that bring something to our community, sharp people, business people, you know, that bring something to it. And sharp people that can get something from. All right. That's what you want to bring, because there's a benefit. So having said that, y'all have a great week, man. And man, I pray. My prayer, you know what my prayer is? I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Me and Shantae. Our prayer is not lead me to the money. Our prayer is lead us to the people. Shantae, what does it say aloud?
To the people who need us.
Our prayer is lead us to the people that need us. And there are a lot of people out there that need us. All right. They're waiting for us, but they got to know that you exist. All right. Y'all have an incredible evening.
Overflowing, 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 overflowing. Glow up, but I don't do it for myself. Pass it down, I'm talking generational wealth. I'm not new to it, I'm true to it. Trailblazing, I ain't new to it, I'm true to it. That's dedication to the team, living a dream. Come profit with me, made it mean I'm selling the coffee and tea, grinding just like coffee beans, living in my community. Now I need more assets and less liabilities. Gonna buy the whole block up, and it's all because of Tava, yeah. Turn nothing into something with a mindset of abundance where overflowing.